Why are white people so intimidated and threatened by black men, despite their claims that black men are inferior to them and incapable of the most basic tasks?
Well, there's an easy answer to that question. They know black men are are superior to them. Put us on any playing field, be it physics or football, and we will win. Give us the same opportunities, and we will win. Because we come from a history of not trying to destroy and dominate the world, and you come from a history of trying to destroy and dominate the world, and that has become the culture of the white community, you know. So you go into your medicine, and your first open heart surgery as a black man, your first separating of Siamese twins as a black man, the creator that eventually produces your first artificial heart as a black man. You can just go on and on. A black janitor at Johns Hancock, all right, teaches your best surgeon, the janitor, who never went to med school. Give me a break. You got a TV set because of a black man. You got a cell phone because of a black man. You got a touchstone because of a black woman. You got the video game because of a black man. You got the internet because of a brother from Ghana, Nigeria or Ghana, I think the brother's from. You got what's when we send messages on the computer. You know, like I'm gonna text you, what do you call it? Email. You have the email because of a black Indian man. And it's just going, all of the technology that you're using was created for your corporations by African peoples. Yeah. All of it.
This is why white people are afraid of black people.
I was brought up in, quote, Bedford-Stuyvesant in my town. But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See? And what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people. Whites fear violence from us. We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See? And what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people.
I was brought up in, quote, Bedford-Stuyvesant in my town. But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See? And what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think You are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people.
The objective reality is that virtually no one who is white understands the challenge of being black in America.
So you have then educated a public deliberately over years, over decades, to believe that black men in particular and black people in general are criminals. I want to be clear, because I'm not just saying that white people believe this, right? Black people also believe this and are terrified of our own selves.
In the midst of the presidential campaign, an ad was released about a person by the name of Willie Horton.
Dukakis not only opposes the death penalty, he allowed first-degree murderers to have weekend passes from prison. One was Willie Horton. Horton fled, kidnapped a young couple, stabbing the man and repeatedly raping his girlfriend.
Dukakis had a double-digit lead over Bush before the campaign focused on Willie Horton, and after that, Bush overtook Dukakis and won the election. Bush won the election by creating fear around black men as criminal without saying that's what he was doing.
A primitive American fear, because Willie Horton was metaphorically the black male rapist that had been a staple of the white imagination since the time just after slavery.
The way that we appeal to voters' sense of fear and anxiety in our nation runs through black bodies.
So this lady asks, this black lady, are white women really that scared of black women? And I'm going to say yes. And this is my opinion as a white woman who is 53 years old and has lived in the South in Georgia my entire life. But it's not being scared, but it's a fear. And it's not a physical fear, it is the mental fear. It is what we see in you and what we see you doing and how it challenges us and the fear of that. So we see black women and we see how strong you are. We see you coming together as a community. We see you supporting each other. We see you supporting your community, supporting your families, supporting your children, going out and fighting for your rights, being authentic in your race and in your femininity. Anyway. And we're jealous. I think we're jealous because we would love to be that, I think, and we don't know how to break out of the indoctrination that we have been suppressed by our entire lives. And I'm not giving white women a pass, don't get me wrong, but I know I, and most women, white women have been told our entire lives, be quiet, know your place, be a good girl, don't rock the boat, don't be too much. And when you are any of those things, you are ostracized because you have rocked their boat, and that is what black women are. You rock our boat, our mental boat, because you challenge us to look at how we are deficient and not living in our truth, and it makes us uncomfortable. And people don't like to be uncomfortable, and it makes us start to question ourselves, and people don't like to question themselves. We would rather live in our little bubble of white supremacy and what we know and comfortableness, I know that's not a word, than a lot of people would, white women would, rather than challenge themselves to grow and know more, because it's easy. Doing the work is hard. It's really hard. I've been doing the work the past several years, and it's hard. It's hard admitting some truth about yourself and some truths about yourself as a white woman. So yeah, I think that white women are scared of black women because you challenge us in that way, and a lot of us don't like it. And that's why we fear you. It's because we fear what you make us face.
The reason why you become silent, there's one that always comes up, and that's fear. White people are afraid of black people. They are afraid of us. And it's a very interesting thing because black people know it. We know white people are afraid, but you have to start getting into the psychology. What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid? But it's an interesting dynamic. Now, also you see the difference in what racism is, do you not? Racism implies you have not just prejudice, but the power to do something with that prejudice. Now, I don't like you, not only that, but I'm going to control whether you can get, I may say I hate you. I hate white people. I hate them. It's not going to change you getting that, loan when you go to the bank. I can hate you all the way to the bank. Not going to change. Do you see the difference? That whereas white racism says, not only do I not like you, but I'm going to change the impact of where you can live. I'm going to determine with that racism where your powers are. You following me? And I'm talking about as a group, not an individual.
Have you guys seen that video that's going around of a black lad walking around in his neighborhood, and then he's being followed by a group of white people asking him why he's there? Because they particularly felt that he shouldn't be in this neighborhood. He repeatedly said to them, this is my neighborhood. They constantly following him and harassing him for being in that particular neighborhood. Now, this is a public road. Even if it wasn't his neighborhood, this is a public road. This is how scary, you have to be fearful of us, our black men, where they go. Because, anything could have happened here. He had his mobile phone and he filmed it. He was filming it. And there is this one man, he drove up in his car like Starsky and Hutch. Yes, I'm that old, I remember Starsky and Hutch. And went for a gun. It was one of the other men that stopped him. But they were there harassing this guy. He's walking, minding his own business and harassing him. He's in his own neighborhood. His mother has now put a statement out that says, yes, they do live in the neighborhood. And he went out for a walk so he can have a word, speak to his girlfriend privately on his phone. And why is it white people are so scared of black people? What is it? If you're white and you're watching this, let me know. What is the problem with you and black people? Why are you so scared? And why is it that you have to harass our men, right? In particular, right? Why are you so scared? There's good white people and there's bad white people. There's good black people and there's bad black people. We're not all the fucking same. What is it that's going on? Why? And you're going to be called out because now we've got social media, we've got mobile phone, and we'll film that shit, right? So you're going to be called out. It's particularly disturbing because, anything can happen. What about the lad they found hanging from a bridge, or was it a tree or something? He didn't put himself there. He was at work. He was in his work. He was working. This is the thing. In this day and age, 2024, and we've got to fear. We have to be fearful for our men and women when they're out on their own. This is crazy, and the government need to do something about this. This cannot go on. It can't go on. Anyway, let me have your comment. Put it in the comment. Let's have your comment. See you on the next one.
So white people will never leave black people alone, and I'm going to tell you why. White society's obsession with black people isn't new. It's centuries old. If you think about slavery, colonialism, and exploitation, from the start, white wealth in America was built off the backs of black bodies. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, rice. This wasn't just economics. It was a system where white people's very identity was shaped around controlling and owning and watching black bodies. But here's the wild contradiction in all of this, right? While trying to dehumanize us, white culture has always been obsessed with us, right? They copied our music, our style, our language, our food, even our rhythm, all while denying us basic rights. Think about jazz and rock and hip hop and fashion, all born out of black genius, only to be taken, watered down, and sold back to the world with a white face on it. So why can't they just stay away? Because in a system that is built both on exploitation and envy, distance is impossible. White supremacy depends on keeping black people in place, close enough to use, control, or imitate, but never free enough to threaten the hierarchy. It's a sick paradox, fear and fascination at the same damn time. On a psychological level, it's projection. White folks will project their guilt, their fear, and their insecurities onto blackness, and then turn around and crave the very life, culture, and resilience they try to destroy. It's like they want the sauce, but not the struggle. Now, to be real, not every white person acts like this, but the system, the way whiteness has defined itself against blackness, makes it so this obsession keeps resurfacing. Whether it's over policing or culture appropriation or trying to legislate our lives, it always comes back to the old need to dominate mixed with a quiet desire to be what they can't.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Furaha. If you're watching me for the first time, if you have never seen this face, you've never been on this channel before, I'm kindly requesting you to subscribe to my channel, go through the channel, watch the kind of videos that we do over here, the kind of discussions that we have, and if you like that kind of content, if you're into that kind of thing, consider subscribing to my channel, be part of this amazing family, and feel highly welcome. Now guys, for those that are returning subscribers, if you have been here since day one, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the support. You have always proven to be, very supportive to me. You have given me everything that I needed of you and surpassed that, in fact. So guys, I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you're enjoying the video so far. Now guys, on today's video, we're talking about white people actually confessing their fear for black people. Now, you have watched the videos, you have seen them explain why they think that black people are dangerous, why they have always looked at black people and thought, they should not be associating with them, they should not be engaging in stuff with black people. Now, for most of them, they have explained whatever they have explained. I know there's a lot that you agree on, there's a lot more that you do not agree on, and I'd like to know what you think about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, please. Leave a comment. I know it takes time, but please go and leave a comment for us. Let's know what you think about that sentiment. And is it something that you have experienced personally? Is it something that you have seen a friend or a colleague or family go through? Yeah. Now, you as a white person also feel free to share in the comment section. Let us know why that is the case for you people. How is it that white people are scared so much of black people to the extent that they are, afraid, and they do not have it easy like trying to relate to black people? Now, black people have tried to explain that because they understand the, the dynamics of that situation. And what I'm gathering from this is the fact that most black people actually think that the white people are scared of them because of their own inadequacies. That they are scared because they are always, they have been programmed to think of black people that way. They have been programmed to think that black people are dangerous. And for some of them, they have grown in situations, this is actually for almost all white people, they have grown in situations where they have been made to know and think that they are superior to black people, that they should come first, that everything that they want black people to do for them should be done, yeah, without question, without anything of that sort. Now, for them to come to realization that black people have woken up from that slumber and they're not doing that for them, black people stopped worshipping white people, and they stopped, going as per what white people dictate. Now that becomes an uncomfortable truth for them because that is not the way they were raised to know. That is a new reality to them, and they do not know how to navigate their way around that. They have been so used to, overpowering black people, making black people always feel inadequate, making black people feel like they're beneath them. And now when black people have woken up from that and they're now doing their own things, it is very uncomfortable for white people. And every time a black person stands up for themselves, to them it looks like an act of intimidation. It looks to them as if these people are trying to overpower them, to overrule them. Now, someone said that the biggest fear that white people have of black people is the fact that they remember everything they have done to black people. And when you're talking about the things they have done to black people, you definitely know what you're talking about. We're talking about slavery. We're talking about them always, doing the ugliest things to black people. Racism, for example. They have made black people feel as if they are nothing, as if they do not matter, as if they were not meant to exist, yeah? As if they are a problem and a mistake on this planet. Now, that kind of idea that black people, once they get the empowerment, will come back and do exactly what they have done to them. You know, like black people doing to white people the things that they did to black people. It makes them very uncomfortable, very unsettled, and they are unable to get that wrapped up around their heads, because that is not the reality that they want. They have not been designed, or they have not been programmed to exist in a world that looks like that. In their worlds, black people are beneath them. In their worlds, black people do not matter. In their worlds, they are the ones that control black people, not the other way around. Now, when things are begging to become different, things are begging to like give a different reality, it is getting them off guard. It's not like finding them prepared. They're not prepared for that. They do not know what to do about that, because their whole lives they have lived knowing that they come first and then black people will come last, if at all they can even come to be counted. Now, the reason why white people are afraid of black people is the fact that there is now change in how black people are approaching life. If you look at, for example, the olden times where we were talking about slavery and the things that black people went through that time, you're talking basically about white people being in power, white people controlling everything, white people calling out the shots. You know, they were like making the black people behave as if they are on a leash. Yeah? So everything that a white person wants a black person to do, they will do without question, without asking anything, without caring what it will impact or affect them with. You know, they just do it anyway. If it's a white person that has commanded, it is done. Yeah. Now, it is a sad reality for them right now, living in this current world where black people are open to discussions. You know, you do not ask them to do something and they go ahead and do it. They will ask questions, they will differ with you, they will give you their thoughts, they will explain why they're not going to do it the way that you want them to do. And that is uncomfortable for them. They are not used to that. They do not know what to do with black people that are empowered that much. Now, for that reason, they make sure that every other sectors that black people are going to benefit from, they make sure that they close such avenues for black people. They make it so hard for black people to get jobs, to get money, to get access to facilities. You know, they just try as much as they can to intimidate black people, to make sure that they have zero control of America, because they know that if these people get into power, if these people get empowered as much as white people are, if these people are given, equity, if they are given equality, sorry, then they're not going to be easy people to work with. They're not going to be easy people to control. Now, the biggest problem, and I think this summarizes the whole video, it is that white people are used to control. They're used to being in control, being in charge, being the ones that call out the shots, being the ones that dictate. Yeah. Now, when the situation turns around and now they have to listen to black people, it becomes a problem, because their whole lives they have not done that. They do not know how to listen to black people. They can listen to their fellow white people, they can listen to the other people, but black people, they do not know how to do that. Now, this world that has revolved and it has changed this much is making them uncomfortable, and that's why they're talking about being fearful of black people. Black people are not demons. Black people will not hurt anyone that has not offended them. And that is exactly why you have seen in the video our minister Louis Farrakhan saying that, there is no way that black people are going to hurt someone, and black people do not have a history of violence. Black people do not have a history of eating children. Black people do not have a history of enslaving anyone. They do not have a history of killing people. Yeah. Now, white people cannot say the same about their history. They cannot say the same about their ancestors. They cannot say the same about the people that came before them, because these are things that they have done. These are things and atrocities that they have committed willingly, and they still continue to do here. We are talking about genocides. People have been killed. Millions and millions of people have lost their lives because of white people. We're talking about people being controlled even as we speak right now in many countries, and especially the third world countries. White people are still controlling them and making sure that they do not get a thing out of the lots of effort that they put in every single day. Look, for example, at the situation in Congo. These people work so hard, tirelessly. They do everything, and you cannot imagine the amount of work and the amount of uh, uh, manpower that they put in that work. Yeah, the mining and everything. But look at the outcome of that. They do not get paid enough. They do not get paid a lot of money to like get them out of poverty. And that is how the white people have made their systems to work, always making the poor people poorer, always making the rich people, who are the white people most of the time, making them richer. And that is what we call, you know, when we're talking about capitalism. Yeah, that is exactly what we're talking about. That is what they want. That is the world that they are comfortable living in, where they are succeeding, they are doing well, but every other person is beneath them. Now when you turn around those events and it's white people beneath everyone else, they do not know how to live like that. They do not know how to exist in a world that looks like that. And that is really the problem. So they are not scared of black people for any other reason. They are scared because they know the things they have done to black people, and they do not want that done to them. You'd ask yourself, why then did they do it to other people if they know that it's that wrong, if they know that they wouldn't want that done to them? Guys, let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. Kindly leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this. And if you agree on anything I have said, or something that has been said in the video, let me know. If you disagree, please feel comfortable enough. It's a safe space. Let me know what you think about that as well. For the people that are joining us for the first time, if you have never been here before, my name is Furaha. I'm so glad to have you on my channel today. Thank you for watching the video to this far end, and I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate your support in watching my video. Now I'm kindly asking you to subscribe to my channel, be part of this amazing family, and also turn on the notification bar so that anytime that I upload a video, you'll be first to get notified. Now guys, share the video to your friends, family, like-minded people. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, give it a super thanks. Guys, I will see you on my next video, and please take care of yourselves. Bye.